Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to try and see if I can YouTube a lesson here. Going to try and multitask, so this ought to be a lot of fun. Anyway, this week, so last week we worked on parallel lines, perpendicular lines, right angles, acute angles, obtuse angles. And we had lots of fun with the Kahoot on Friday, I think it was, reviewing that. And so this week, our standard that we're moving on to is going to build on that. This time, we're going to work on classifying shapes based on those lines that we learned about and those angles that we learned about. You can see here in your OneNote notebook, it's called 323 Weekly Overview. Our standard says that we're going to classify two-dimensional figures, and this was based on that pretest from third grade. Remembering your shapes like pentagon and octagon and hexagon and all that, all those gons. So we're going to classify those figures based on the presence or absence. That means whether or not they've got parallel lines or perpendicular lines, what kind of angles they have. And we're going to look at right angles as a category and identify right triangles. And so down below here, this I took from kind of the teacher page, but I put it on here just to kind of give you an example of a lot of things that this standard does. And so you'll see a lot of Venn diagrams for sorting shapes. Some of the activities you're going to have this week involve, if you're able to print out the page, cutting out shapes and how would you classify them. If we were in the classroom, I always get the hula hoops from PE, and we do activities there where we use the hula hoops as Venn diagrams on the ground. So if you happen to have a couple of those at home, or if you want to do chalk outside, those are my chalk friends out there, absolutely do that. So this here, this page, there's nothing that you have to do on this page. This just goes through examples of what the standard looks like and what to do. It's kind of really almost more for your parents. Then on Monday, today, what we're going to look at is we're going to take a look at some triangles, okay? And so I started here with math book pages 919 and 9 through 922. We were going to take a look at the different kinds of triangles, and then you don't have to upload those to Seesaw, but in the activity below here, you can print this out if you want to, but this is what I was talking about with sorting things into groups, okay? So here they have a bunch of triangles. We're going to take a look at how we could group these triangles, and you might come up, this is always so much fun to do in class, come up with different ways to group them. And then here we have another triangle, number 9. You're going to have to decide which group you would put him in and why. And then down below here, this is the resource sheet I was talking about, that if you wanted to cut it out, if you wanted to print it and cut it out, that's great. If you just want to write the numbers, that's fine too. So let's take a look, okay, at page, oh, they're already here, at page 919, okay? And so what this is this talks about the 3 kinds of triangles. This standard, all you have to know really, sorry that's wobbly, is about right triangles. And obviously a right triangle has, can you guess what kind of angle? Yeah, a right angle, that's right. And then they also talk about acute triangles because they're so cute. They've got those little acute angles in them, and obtuse triangles. And then there you see an example below at the bottom of the page, okay? So then in our math book, let's see if I can turn the page. Did I do that right? Turn. I said turn. Okay, it doesn't like me, of course. Okay, and then here's your key concept of what a triangle is. It says a triangle has 3 vertices. That might be a new word. Now you see it says vertices in the definition, but then over here the word is vertex. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer there. Wow. Vertex, okay? So can you guess that vertices means more than one vertex? And I just think of a vertex as a corner. Think about like your counter or the edge of our tables in our classroom. If you hit your head on them, or bang your leg on them or whatever, it's the vertex that makes you say ouch. It's the corner, okay? So a triangle, we know, has 3 sides, but it also has 3 vertices, meaning 3 corners, okay? So example 2 there wants you to classify the triangle either as right, acute, or obtuse. And so that's all you're going to do on these pages is you're going to take a look at the angles in the triangle and write down whether they are acute, obtuse, or right. Okay, turn the page. Oh, you know, I could probably touch it too. That might be better. Okay, and then on 21, that's all you do there. Acute, obtuse, and right. And then it says to circle the triangles that have perpendicular sides. Ooh, do you remember what kind of angles there are if they've got perpendicular sides? Yeah, hopefully you remember. If not, look back in your notes from last week. And then 922, I think I told you to do the evens. Yeah, I said to do the evens on this one because I liked looking at the maps. I liked including those maps there. And yeah, so look at number 12 and 14 and 16 there. So that's all that we are doing on Monday, I believe. Let's see. Let's go back to our directions. See, I said go back to the direct. Oh, I love it. Come on, my little friend. Ah, there we go. Okay, so take a picture of your groups, upload them into Seesaw, explaining how you sorted those triangles. Be sure to use math vocabulary. Here's a thought. Do any of these shapes have parallel lines? Do any of these triangles have parallel lines? What do you think about that? Why or why not? Go ahead, you can share that on this page or share it in your recording, whatever you want to do. And hopefully you had fun exploring those triangles today. Maybe on your walk outside, look at those tree branches. A lot of our trees are getting leaves on them now, but do you see angles out there? You can go back to that math and art stuff that I posted on Friday with some of the architecture stuff and see if you can see any triangles there as well. Thank you and have a triangle-y day.